Dual shooter. When you have a light or heavy non-repeating crossbow equipped, you instead fight with hand crossbow in each hand, with each mimicking the damage and effects of your equipped crossbow. +1 to attack and damage, so you can dual wield. Oh, Hello and welcome, Dirty William here with a Lamannia, I'm not sure how you say it, preview on the DDO preview server. I did transfer a couple of characters over, but one of the things I would like to do is create a new character. I'd like to make a Tiefling, because that's a new race that's going to be coming out. So let's take a look and see what we can do with Iconic. Let's see, Deep Gnome, Asimir Scourge, Tiefling Scoundrel. So I'm a Tiefling Iconic. I have a Bard level and a Rad Tail. Fire, fire, burn, burn, violin, and dancing. Okay, so this is one of the iconics that you can do is a Bard, and the neat thing is you can actually have a violin, which is cool. So tempted to make up one of these characters just because. See what the males look like. Very reminiscent of whenever I played Neverwinter, the guys there, which is kind of cool. So, what are our options here? Neutral good, good, and chaotic neutral. Okay, so let's just go for neutral, I guess. This looks slightly different. Wow, that's a lot of red. That's a lot of red. Let's see, let's do a little bit of weird yellow eyes, I guess. Do some of that. Let's randomize and see what that looks like. Interesting. Okay, so the horns actually are different as well. That's kind of cool. And obviously some adornments on the horns, different looking horns, the way they are shaped, and also the textures of them. I'm not sure if that's just not a complete... No, that's just the way it's supposed to look. It's just smooth, and then in the back you got that. Interesting. Okay, so as you can see, that tail is a lot different than that. That's the more common kind of like devil tail. This has like more little barbs, I guess, on it. That is very barbed. That almost looks like a fish fin. And it looks like they've got a lot of... Oh, they have them pierced too. Well, of course they do. Why wouldn't they? So let's see if I can control R this and take a look at Tiefling Scoundrel. There we go. Okay, so this is the iconic again, so it's not going to be like the regular Tiefling, it's going to be iconic. Bloodsong, your weapon attacks deal an additional 1d4 sonic damage to enemies under 75% hit points. This damage scales with 100% spell power. Passive, +5 fire and sonic spell power. So fire and sonic, kind of interesting. Let's see, you can bump up your charisma. Bloodsong, your weapon attacks deal an additional 1d6 sonic damage to your enemy under 50% hit points, so kind of scales up a little bit. Charisma again, and I'm guessing, yep, the same thing. 1d8 sonic damage to enemies under 25% HP, and this damage scales with 200% spell power. So in Tier 1, we have Scoundrel's Inspiration, gives you a +1 to heal, listen, and spot. Excuse me. And there's 3 tiers of that. You can sink 3 points into that. Balance, Bluff, and Spellcraft. Dashing Weapon, you're trained in the art of fine weaponry. You have +1 to hit and damage with the following weapons: short sword, rapier, hand axe, light hammer, and light crossbow. So very bard-like weapons. 1 in Scroll Mastery. Obscuring Darkness, meta magic. You can channel your fiendish nature to manifest into a zone of obscuring darkness at will. Tier 2, Improved Fiendish Arpeggio. Oh, some little song action here. The target of your fiendish arpeggio has their movement speed reduced by 50% for 12 seconds. Infernal Resistance. You can choose either Acid, gain acid resistance equal to your character level, which is not too bad at all. Level 30, you know. Or cold. So that's kind of makes, I guess, sense for the tieflings as far as cold goes, but acid's kind of weird. Improved dashing weapons, +1 to hit and damage with your dashing weapons. Let's see, traditionalist caster, +3 universal spell power while wielding an orb or a staff, and there's 3 tiers of that. Lasting darkness, enemies that enter your obscuring darkness have a chance to be blinded with no save, which would be kind of interesting for an iconic tiefling that is maybe 1 level of bard, I guess, and then goes into being a rogue. You know, maybe a little... That would help you attack them since they would be blinded. Tier 3, Disarming Coda. The target of a fiendish arpeggio has -4 armor class and -25% fortification for 12 seconds. Infernal Resistance. Again, we've got the cold or the acid, based on character level. Greater Dashing Weapons, +1 to hit and damage with your dashing weapons. Infernal Songs. Toggle all sonic damage from this enhancement tree and from your fiendish arpeggio is instead fire damage, scaling with fire spell power. So you can take that sonic stuff from this at least and throw it into fire. And burn, burn, burn. Dance in the Darkness. While in Obscuring Darkness, you gain +3 saving throws, +3 magical resistance rating, and +15 magical resistance cap. Cool. Alright, and Tier 4, Grand Chord Works. Enchant your fiddle to cast this spell. If the target is not under the effect of fiendish arpeggio, they must save or be put to sleep for 12 seconds. If the target is under the effect of fiendish arpeggio and made of flesh, they must save or be turned to stone. Cool. Oh, that's interesting. I'm not really sure about the whole putting things to sleep thing. I'm sure the DC of that stuff is pretty damn high. Charm Hearts. Enemies that attack you have a 10% chance to be subjugated into a Fascinate effect. Will save versus 1d20 plus perform skill negates. Huh. Well, Fascination isn't too bad, I guess. Dark Weapons, +1 to hit and damage, as well as +1 sneak attack die with your dashing weapons. So, yeah, you do have a little bit of a rogue-ish flavor to this iconic class. Magic of Melodies, +1 enchantment DC, +1 caster level, and +1 caster level with sonic spells. And then finally we have Sonata of Darkness. While in Obscuring Darkness, you gain displacement, +5% dodge, +5 dodge cap, and +5 max dex bonus. So all kinds of cool little things. Any other things here that are interesting? Doesn't look like it, because obviously the other things are not going to open up because I don't have any fire levels or anything like that. Let's take a look at that and see what the Inquisitive has. +1 to attack with all weapons, +1 to diplomacy, intimidate, and bluff. And then the core 2, we have Hit the Streets. Get an additional copy of Diplomacy on the separate cooldown timer. This timer is shared with half-elven social graces Diplomacy. Diplomacy allows you to attempt to encourage enemies to find targets other than yourself. Passive bonus is +2% dodge, +3 Diplomacy skill, and if you are a half-elf, this Diplomacy bonus is instead +10. Mind-like Iron, +3 to will saving throws. You no longer automatically fail saving throws for fear, enchantment, or illusion effects on a natural 1. You will automatically perform a search check to locate traps and secret doors when you're in range to spot them, although this search check occurs at a -4 penalty. In addition, you get a +2 damage die with law on your side, which I don't really understand what that means, but interesting. True Sing. You permanently gain the effects of True Sing spell. You gain a +1 competence bonus to critical threat range and multiplier with light and heavy non-repeating crossbows. In addition, you gain a +2 damage dice with law on your side. There's got to be something in here with law on your side. We'll probably get to that, I'm sure. Undaunted. +10 range power, +3 to all saving throws, +4 to the max dex bonus of equipped armor. You gain the Slippery Mind feat. You can wriggle free from magical effects that would otherwise control or compel you. You gain a second saving throw versus enchantments. In addition, you gain a +2 damage dice with law on your side. And finally, the big old level 20 core for this tree. Master Inquisitive. +2 to all ability scores, +10 range power. While wielding a light or heavy non-repeating crossbow, your Vorpal hits will knock down targets hit on a natural 20 plus confirmation for 60 seconds without a saving throw as a great crossbow. In addition, you gain +3 damage dice with law on your side. Sounds like something on TV. Channel 7 News now on your side with law. Dual shooter. When you have a light or heavy non-repeating crossbow equipped, you instead fight with hand crossbow in each hand, with each mimicking the damage and effects of your equipped crossbow, +1 to attack and damage. So you can dual wield. Oh, shit. That's badass. That is just baller as hell. That is awesome. So I was not able to advance the character and unlock things like I needed to, but this guy did. So that's what I'm showing you is this guy doing that. So I don't know all the ins and outs of it, but really, really cool looking. Might be kind of gimmicky, but still really, really cool. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like. Until next time, this is Dirty William doing the dirty work.